What if the world around you isn't what it seems? Imagine reality as a fluid, ever-changing projection shaped by your own thoughts and emotions. This concept, once confined to the realm of spirituality, is gaining traction in modern science. The CIA's declassified Gateway Process document delves into this very idea, exploring the intricate link between human consciousness and the nature of reality. To fully grasp the significance of this document, we need to examine its historical context, delve deeper into the specific techniques it employed, consider the insights of experts who have grappled with the nature of consciousness and reality, and explore the anecdotal evidence and case studies that illuminate the potential of these techniques to transform human experience. However, it is equally crucial to acknowledge opposing viewpoints, address the limitations of our current scientific understanding, and recognize the inherent challenges in studying consciousness. The Gateway Process emerged during the Cold War, a time of intense ideological and technological rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. This era saw a surge in scientific exploration, particularly in fields with potential military and intelligence applications. Alongside the space race and the development of nuclear weapons, a lesser-known front in this competition was the exploration of human consciousness. Both superpowers were intrigued by the potential of psychic phenomena, such as extrasensory perception, ESP, and remote viewing, for espionage and intelligence gathering. The CIA, in particular, invested heavily in research programs exploring these possibilities, with projects like MKUltra gaining notoriety for their controversial methods. The Gateway Process, while less known than MKUltra, was part of this broader exploration of consciousness. Initiated in the 1970s, it sought to understand and harness the potential of human consciousness through scientific means. This pursuit was influenced by the growing counterculture movement and a renewed interest in Eastern philosophies and meditation practices. The scientific climate of the time was marked by a growing openness to exploring non-conventional ideas. Quantum physics, with its mind-bending concepts of wave-particle duality and observer effect, challenged the traditional Newtonian view of a deterministic universe. This paved the way for exploring the role of consciousness in shaping reality. Parallel to the CIA's research, independent scientists and researchers were also delving into the mysteries of consciousness. Researchers like Dr. Robert Monroe, founder of the Monroe Institute, were pioneering techniques for inducing altered states of consciousness through sound technology, similar to the hemisphere synchronization techniques employed in the Gateway Process. In the realm of psychology, transpersonal psychology emerged as a new field, exploring the spiritual and transcendent aspects of human experience. These developments created a fertile ground for the Gateway Process and its exploration of the mind's potential to transcend ordinary reality. This once secret project suggests that our minds are not merely passive observers, but active participants in shaping our reality. Through practices like deep meditation and hemisphere synchronization, individuals can access altered states of consciousness, interacting with and influencing the fabric of existence. The Gateway Process aligns with ancient wisdom and cutting-edge physics, like the theory of the universal hologram. This theory proposes that the universe is a vast, interconnected energy field, and our minds act as projectors, interacting with this field to shape our individual experiences. The ideas explored in the Gateway Process resonate with the work of numerous scientists, philosophers, and thinkers who have contemplated the nature of consciousness and reality. Their insights provide a broader context for understanding the potential of the human mind to shape its reality. Quantum physics, with its emphasis on the role of the observer in shaping reality, offers intriguing parallels to the concepts explored in the Gateway Process. Physicist John Wheeler famously stated, "No phenomenon is a real phenomenon until it is an observed phenomenon." This suggests that consciousness plays a fundamental role in bringing reality into existence. But what exactly is the observer effect? At the subatomic level, particles exist in a state of superposition, meaning they can be in multiple states at once. It's not until they are measured or observed that they collapse into a single state. This suggests that the act of observation somehow influences the behavior of these particles, bringing them from a state of potentiality into actuality. Think of it like this. Imagine a spinning coin. While it's spinning, it's both heads and tails at the same time. Only when you stop it and observe it does it become definitively one or the other. Similarly, in the quantum world, particles exist in a state of uncertainty until an observation forces them to choose a specific state. The gateway process takes this idea further, suggesting that consciousness not only observes, but actively participates in shaping the reality it perceives. By altering our mental state, we can influence the energetic patterns that constitute our reality, much like adjusting the frequency of a hologram alters the image it projects. Our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs act as filters, influencing how we perceive and interact with the quantum field, and thus shaping our individual realities. Neuroscience provides further evidence for the mind's ability to shape reality. The brain, far from being a static organ, is incredibly plastic, constantly adapting and rewiring itself in response to experience. This neuroplasticity allows us to learn, grow, and even reprogram our perception of the world. Dr. Norman Doidge, author of The Brain That Changes Itself, writes, "The brain is a far more open system than we ever imagined, and nature has gone very far to help us perceive and take in the world around us. It has given us a brain that survives in a changing world by changing itself." This inherent plasticity supports the gateway process's assertion that through practices like meditation and hemisphere synchronization, we can intentionally alter our brainwave patterns and access different states of consciousness, thereby changing our perception of reality. But how exactly do meditation and visualization influence brain structure? Studies have shown that regular meditation practice can lead to increased gray matter density, strengthened neural connections, reduced activity in the amygdala. Visualization, the practice of creating vivid mental images, also has a profound impact on the brain. When we visualize something, the neural networks associated with that experience are activated, strengthening those pathways and priming the brain for action. This is why athletes often use visualization to improve their performance. By mentally rehearsing their actions, they are essentially training their brains for success. In the context of the gateway process, visualization is used to help participants focus their intention and direct their energy towards specific outcomes. By visualizing desired experiences or states of being, they are able to influence their perception of reality and potentially even manifest those experiences in their lives. This is because the brain, through repeated visualization, begins to believe that the imagined scenario is real, leading to changes in thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that can support the manifestation of that reality. Philosophers throughout history have grappled with the nature of consciousness and its relationship to the external world. Idealist philosophers such as George Berkeley propose that to be is to be perceived, suggesting that reality exists only insofar as it is perceived by a conscious mind. While the gateway process doesn't go as far as to claim that reality is solely a mental construct, it does suggest that our perception of reality is actively shaped by our consciousness. By altering our mental state, we can influence the reality we experience, aligning with the philosophical notion that consciousness plays a fundamental role in shaping our world. While the gateway process presents a compelling case for the mind's ability to shape reality, it's essential to acknowledge opposing viewpoints and address the limitations of our current understanding. Skeptics often argue that the gateway process is based on anecdotal evidence and lacks rigorous scientific support. They point to the lack of controlled studies and the potential for placebo effects or subjective interpretations to influence report experiences. It's true that research in this area is challenging, as consciousness is a complex and elusive phenomenon. However, the growing body of research in fields like quantum physics and neuroscience provides converging evidence that supports the core principles of the gateway process. Furthermore, critics argue that the gateway process promotes pseudoscience and can be potentially harmful, leading individuals to embrace unrealistic beliefs or neglect conventional medical treatments. It's important to emphasize that the gateway process should not be seen as a replacement for traditional medicine or therapy. Rather, it can be a complementary tool for personal growth and self-exploration. It's also crucial to acknowledge the limitations of our current scientific understanding. While we've made significant strides in understanding the brain and consciousness, many mysteries remain. The subjective nature of consciousness makes it difficult to study objectively. We are still far from fully comprehending how consciousness arises from the physical brain and how it interacts with the quantum field. Despite these challenges, the gateway process encourages us to question our assumptions about reality and explore the vast potential of human consciousness. By integrating ancient wisdom with modern science, it offers a framework for understanding our place in the universe and the power of our minds to shape our experience. Beyond the scientific and philosophical underpinnings, the power of the gateway process and its techniques is perhaps best illustrated through the experiences of individuals who have embarked on this journey of consciousness exploration. The artist who found inspiration in altered states. One such individual is Evelyn, a visual artist who struggled with creative blocks and a sense of stagnation in her work. Intrigued by the concept of accessing deeper levels of consciousness, she began experimenting with hemisphere synchronization and deep meditation techniques. Evelyn describes her experiences as transformative. During deep meditation, she felt a profound sense of interconnectedness with the universe, and a flood of creative inspiration emerged. Her artwork took on a new dimension, imbued with a vibrancy and depth that had previously eluded her. She attributes this newfound creativity to her ability to tap into a deeper wellspring of inspiration through altered states of consciousness. Another compelling case study is that of Mark, an entrepreneur who faced repeated setbacks in his business ventures. Feeling discouraged and disillusioned, he stumbled upon the gateway process and its emphasis on the mind's ability to shape reality. Mark diligently practiced the techniques, particularly visualization, focusing his intention on achieving success in his business endeavors. He reports that as he persisted with the practices, a shift occurred in his mindset. He began to perceive new opportunities, make bolder decisions, and attract the resources he needed to succeed. His business flourished, and he attributes his success to his ability to consciously shape his reality through the techniques of the gateway process. For individuals seeking healing and personal transformation, the gateway process has also proven to be a powerful tool. Maria, a holistic healer, incorporated the techniques into her practice, using them to access deeper levels of consciousness and facilitate healing for her clients. Maria recounts instances where clients, through deep meditation and visualization, were able to connect with their inner wisdom and release deep-seated emotional blockages. She believes that by accessing altered states of consciousness, individuals can tap into the body's innate healing abilities and create profound shifts in their physical and emotional well-being. Beyond individual experiences, there have also been intriguing explorations of the collective potential of consciousness. In the 1980s, a series of experiments known as the Global Consciousness Project were conducted, where researchers used random number generators to measure fluctuations in global consciousness during significant world events. The results suggested that during moments of collective focus, such as during major natural disasters or global celebrations, there were measurable deviations in the random number sequences, indicating a possible coherence in global consciousness. These findings, while still debated, raise intriguing questions about the interconnected nature of consciousness and its potential to influence the world around us. To achieve these altered states and explore the depths of consciousness, the Gateway process utilized a combination of techniques with hemisphere synchronization and deep meditation at its core. Let's explore these methods in greater detail. The human brain is divided into two hemispheres, each responsible for different functions. The left hemisphere is typically associated with logic, language, and analytical thinking, while the right hemisphere is linked to creativity, intuition, and holistic processing. In most individuals, these hemispheres operate somewhat independently, with one often dominating the other. Hemisphere synchronization aims to create a state of balanced coherence between the two hemispheres, allowing them to work in unison. This is achieved through the use of binaural beats, a phenomenon where two slightly different frequencies are presented separately to each ear. The brain, in an attempt to reconcile this difference, creates a third frequency, a binaural beat, that pulsates at the difference between the two original frequencies. For example, if a 200 Hz tone is played in one ear and a 205 Hz tone in the other, the brain will perceive a 5 Hz binaural beat. This beat entrains brainwave activity, encouraging the brain to synchronize its electrical patterns to the frequency of the beat. By using specific binaural beat frequencies, it's possible to induce different brainwave states associated with relaxation, focus, creativity, and even altered states of consciousness. The Gateway process utilized binaural beats, often embedded within calming music or nature sounds, to guide participants into states of hemisphere synchronization. This synchronized brainwave activity is believed to facilitate access to deeper levels of consciousness and enhance the mind's ability to interact with the energetic fabric of reality. Deep meditation is a practice that has been used for centuries in various spiritual traditions to quiet the mind, cultivate inner peace, and attain higher states of consciousness. In the context of the Gateway process, deep meditation served as a cornerstone for exploring the depths of human consciousness and its connection to the universe. The science behind deep meditation is becoming increasingly understood. Neuroimaging studies have shown that regular meditation practice can lead to structural and functional changes in the brain, including increased gray matter density in areas associated with attention, emotional regulation, and self-awareness. During deep meditation, brainwave activity shifts from the beta waves associated with waking consciousness to slower alpha and theta waves. These slower brainwave states are associated with relaxation, deep contemplation, and increased access to subconscious and unconscious processes. In the Gateway process, participants were guided through deep meditation techniques to cultivate a state of mental stillness and receptivity. This allowed them to transcend the limitations of their ordinary perception and access deeper layers of reality, where the boundaries between self and the universe begin to dissolve. Another key technique employed in the Gateway process was visualization, the practice of creating vivid mental images. Visualization is not merely a passive mental process, but an active act of creation. By visualizing something, the mind begins to align its frequency with the energy needed to manifest what has been imagined, thus altering perception and interaction with reality. The science behind visualization suggests that the brain processes mental imagery in a similar way to actual sensory experiences. When we visualize something, the neural networks associated with that experience are activated, strengthening those pathways and priming the brain for action. In the gateway process, visualization was used to help participants focus their intention and direct their energy towards specific outcomes. By visualizing desired experiences or states of being, they were able to influence their perception of reality and potentially even manifest those experiences in their lives. The gateway process combined these techniques, hemisphere synchronization, deep meditation, and visualization, to create a powerful synergistic effect. By harmonizing the brain, quieting the mind, and focusing intention, participants were able to access deeper layers of consciousness and explore the interconnected nature of mind and universe. This exploration challenged conventional notions of reality, suggesting that our consciousness is not merely a passive observer, but an active participant in shaping our experience of the world. The gateway process, though shrouded in secrecy for many years, offers valuable insights into the potential of human consciousness and its ability to transcend the limitations of ordinary perception. While it's important to approach such concepts with a healthy dose of skepticism and acknowledge the limitations of our current understanding, the gateway process encourages us to remain open to the vast possibilities that lie beyond the confines of our ordinary perception.